Hi, and welcome to Pathfinder Mastermind. My name is Wendy Rosenthal, and I am here with fellow Pathfinder Rachel Madar. Hi, Rachel. How are you today?
Hello, Wendy. How are you? And hi, everyone who's joining us. As always, thank you for being here.
It's great to see you. I love the times where we have a lot to talk about, right? So we've been
Right.
working with our clients, and every week we come up with not we come up with, but we find new issues and new challenges that our clients are facing, and we want to share with you some of the things that we do in our coaching sessions to help our clients overcome these challenges. Now, Pathfinder is a business consultancy firm working one-on-one with executives, entrepreneurs, anybody who's interested in evolving their career. And what makes us unique is we do it with and by infusing spiritual thinking, concepts, and practices into how we engage with our clients. Because
Right.
we really believe that when you raise your spiritual IQ, your ability to execute in your business life, in your day-to-day work life, or as an entrepreneur wanting to really get your product out there is elevated. And that is why we come to you when we have some insight that we want to share. We believe that we are bridging the metaphysical with the physical and the practical with the intuitive, because at the end of the day, Rachel and I truly believe that if we're not giving you something to go sit on a mountain and meditate on, we're giving you really practical tools that can change how your business looks. So thank you for joining us. And today we wanted to talk about one of the services that we provide at Pathfinder One-to-One. It's something that through the work with our clients, we discovered, or actually intuited, I want to say, that when by the fact that we ask a lot of questions, right, Rachel? So when we have
Right.
sessions, we ask questions because we really want to pull out of our clients what's really inside of them. It's not about us telling them to do something one way or another.
But by asking those questions, we hear the subtext of what they say,
Exactly.
and through from that we can, with different techniques that we both developed, we have the ability to really see the internal essence of the person, where the person is coming from. And I think one of the services that we want to talk about today.
Right. So we thought to talk about all of them actually, because both Rachel and I, we do shared services, but we also have our unique individual gifts that we use and tools that we like to use when we're working with our clients. So today we're going to talk about the service that is called the three pillars.
And
Okay.
listen, Wendy is very modest. She's saying it in such a very politically correct way to all of you guys. Uh, Wendy has, with all the years that you have in really in business and consulting and supporting other people and building their businesses, you have created something that it's unbelievable, that it's called the three pillars. It's like very unique. I am saying it because Wendy gave me one time a session, and this is how this collaboration all started,
It's true,
with that
actually.
session of the three pillars that are uh, mind blowing. And this is, you know what, I already wanted to ask you a question about it. So,
Oh, wait, before you
because
ask me,
now I want to get into
okay, go
this.
for it. I was going to say we should tell them what it is.
So here I want to ask you, because the three pillars is a certain technique that we want to hear from you. What does it mean?
Mhm.
There are a lot of personality tests that exist out there to assess the characteristic of employees or people in general. And your technique is something unique that hasn't been yet like went across the board, and this is where we head in with that. So please explain, what is the three pillars and how people can benefit knowing about this?
Okay, thank you for that. I
Yes.
appreciate it. And I am modest and I'm blushing if you can't tell I'm blushing. Okay, so, you know, Rachel, you're right. There are many different tests that people take, that employers give to you. You know, we've heard about the ones where you find out if you're an extrovert or an introvert. There's the
Right.
IPEC there's a test called IPEC where it asks like 50 questions. And from that, you get an assessment of where you are emotionally, where you are intellectually. There's tons of these tests, right? There's tests now that employers are using to assess how quickly you can think. And really, what the three pillars is not assessing personality or how you might react to something or how you might approach something. Really, what the three pillars is looking at what your core attributes are that you come into this world with. So now I'm going to connect this to the spiritual side of things. You know, when we come into this world, we are given a package of goods. You can see, you know, their attributes. It's the hair color, it's the way you look, it's, you know, your body shape, it's your, you know, desire to play sports, to not play sports, to do music, to not do whatever that package is, right?
Right.
So a part of that package are, and I've discovered this over many years of working with people, there are three very foundational attributes that we come into this world with. They are things that you can't deny, okay? So I always use this example. I hate to say it, but Rachel, I often use you as my example. I never tell people your name, but I will
Go ahead.
somebody that has certain attributes. So for example, though, you know, leadership or being a creative thinker versus a logical thinker. So for example, I'll say this about myself. I am one of those people that for my whole life, and I'm not saying this to brag, but I would start a job at the bottom of the rung. You know, I'd be at the low end of whatever I was starting. And within a year, I would have been promoted. Now, I don't try. It's not something that I'm sitting there calculating, or I wasn't, especially when I was younger. Oh, I want to get to this place. I didn't have the ability to do that. I just automatically would, not automatically, but it would just be something in my nature that got expressed where it was obvious I was a leader. Even when I was a teenager, I used to laugh that, you know, I could take a band of people and we would go off and do things, and I would be the leader of it, not because I was special or because I just naturally did that. So that would be one of my three pillars. And I mean, I don't know, Rachel, I'll let you tell your three pillars if you want. But we have three of them. And why three? Because spiritually speaking, the world is actually like kind of built on, you know, there's one way of calling it a three-column system. Like if you even look at what, you know, at the nuclear level, at the atomic level, there's the neutron, you know, the proton, the electron, and the neutron. If you look in our world, you'll see that there is this, you know, positive, negative, and the balance in between in so many different ways. And so these three attributes kept coming to me as I was talking to people, and it came from asking a lot of questions and having the questions answered in the same way, despite the fact that I was asking a different question.
So you're saying that the three pillars, just before you'll continue, the three pillars are three fundamentals, guidelines that exist within each person that can really reflect its internal strength.
Mm-hmm.
And through that, he, she, look at those three pillars, and this will be, I would say, like the supporting system where she can choose what to do, where to go, how to act based on those three fundamentals pillars.
Exactly, because even if you're not aware of them, they're expressing themselves. This is
So
what
how one can use it. I can share how am I using my three pillars, like when I understand what they are. But how did you find with your clients that?
Well, let me share this. So
Yes.
So for example, if, you know, I'm using three different ones. So if I have a client that is a creative, a leader, and a facilitator, those, like, let's say those are three, okay? Then if they understand this. They actually can look at their job and what they're doing to see if they're activating in balance those three things. So for example, if they're in a job where they're not able to be a leader, or there's no way for them to get to be a leader, they're not going to be happy in their job, even if the other two pillars are activated. There has to be balance, because it's like the universe gave us each those three pillars in a combination that when you put them together, it actually, like, that's when you're in synchronicity. You know, when you feel like you're doing everything that you're
Right.
supposed to be doing, like all of a sudden the answers are coming to you. It's probably because you're in a situation where you're activating those three pillars. If you're in a relationship and for example, you are an influencer as one of your three pillars, and you're in your relationship, you're not given the space to maybe have friends over, right? Because influencers need people to engage with so that they can influence. If you're in a relationship where your significant other says, I don't want that person, I don't want you having anybody in the house, you're going to be really unhappy in that relationship, because there's a
It's true.
desire for you to influence. Also, if you're an influencer and you're in a relationship and your significant other is always fighting you, right? When you're trying to help them do something, you're going to know that that's the area that you need to work on, or where you need to be activating it, or where you need to be changing a scenario and expressing yourself in a different way so that you can be who you are. Knowing the three pillars is saying, this is who I am. I can't, when I go to sleep, I'm an influencer. Probably your dreams are like that, right?
Right. Exactly.
So what my clients have come back and said is that for them, it's something they carry with them,
Right.
literally, when they're deciding a job, when they're deciding a partner to work with, when they're tackling a problem. How do I see problems? If I'm trying to influence, if I'm an influencer, then how can I use my influencing ability to get through this problem? That's why my clients love it so much, is because it's like all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, am I in balance? Am I activating my three pillars? And if I'm not, what can I do? That's what I'll say. I would love it if you'd share your experience.
Well, for me, it gave me so much comfort, or I would say like internal peace, when I know what are my three pillars. Because for a while, as being in the business world and the spiritual work and working on different projects and so forth, it's like there are times that we're being reactive. There are times that we're getting angry because um, our characteristic is not, or our attributes are not being reflected in that particular project, or different things that happen in between people. And for a while I didn't know why was that, why it took place. Knowing my three pillars through a session with you, it's like, okay, those are my three fundamental guides that I know that if they're coming into existence, if they're manifested within this, for example, this particular project, I'm there. If it's not, I'm preventing myself from going into a situation that later on will take so much energy from me and I will not benefit from it, and no one will.
Right.
Right.
It's a great example. Also, I was going to share, I had a client who he's funny, he's still in this job, but he was so frustrated. And we did a three pillars session, and we discovered that I don't know how to call, I don't remember the exact word that I use, but he's somebody who likes to, like, put the pieces of the puzzle together, right?
Solving
A
problems.
problem solver,
Problem solver,
right? And he
exactly.
likes to move pieces of the puzzle around so that he can get tell people to kind of to manage people into solving the problems.
Like seeing the solution within the chaos. So
Exactly.
this is the type of a person, right?
Exactly. Like I said to him, like, if you saw what was the movie with Tom Cruise, oh God, I forgot the name, where he's sitting at the wall, and he's swiping everything around and he's moving everything around like that. So I said to him, why don't you go back to your boss and talk to him about evolving your role to be more project management, right? Because project management is a problem solving position. And he did. And the manager went, oh, that's actually a good idea. And they redid his whole job description, and now he talks about how much better his experience at work is because he was able to communicate to his boss what his strengths really are.
And really to influence in a way that really match your characteristic, that
Exactly.
really match your gifts. And this is what's important about the way I see it about the three pillars. You're aware of your gifts, you know how to use them, you know how to communicate it. And if you don't know, those are the sessions that we have, like to
Right.
support you and help you how to communicate and how to bring it into manifestation in your life. But it starts with the knowing first.
Exactly.
And
And it's
this is the
funny,
unique.
Rachel and I we do a 5 session package called Pathfinder Mastermind, like
Right.
the name of this show. And one client we did, the package includes the 3 pillars, the soul's compass, which Rachel, we're going to talk about your service in another episode, and the astrology chart that I do. And it's really interesting. I did the 3 pillars with her first, and I did 3, and 2 of them, she was like, "Oh yes, I totally see that. Thank you. I never saw it before." The third one, she was fighting me. And I'm like, "Look, let's just imagine for a minute it is, leave it here. And then if we come back and it doesn't resonate, I'm not going to push something on you. If it isn't
Right.
resonating with you, then we'll address it." She said, "Okay, I'll bear with it." And it was really interesting because when we did the Soul's Compass, when you did it, you didn't even know what I had told her in my session.
No, and we're making sure that actually we do not know what each one came up with, like the 3 pillars or the soul compass that I do. Then we have a session where both of us speak with our client, and we identify the belief system of the first meeting. In the fourth meeting, we wrap it up and bringing it together, how we bring it into transforming those belief system and going into practical ways.
Right, in the
So
fifth
they're
system. So she didn't know what I had told
right.
client in the 3 pillars, and then she did her session, and then I did the astrological chart, which we'll talk about in another session as well.
Right.
And it was so funny because the pillar that she didn't agree with, after she went through the other 2, she was like, "Oh my God, that's exactly who I am," because it showed up in the other sessions, like it unplanned. It just, her chart supported what I had felt. What you did with the Soul's Compass session, you felt the same thing, and we were laughing about it. It's like you can't run away from who you are.
Exactly. And I think this is like one of the things that lately I find with my clients talking about who you are, like in front of your eyes, like the way you look at yourself. Like we constantly searching and seeking for other people's validation or a definition of other people, of who we are, what is our characteristic, what is our what we can bring, what we can do, what we should do, and so forth. There are times that it comes to a person that he needs to know his own identity
Yeah,
for himself. And
exactly.
when we reach that with these 5 sessions that we offer, when we reach that level of clarity of our identity, the way we perceive it, the way we understand, it brings so much comfort,
Mm,
inner peace,
yeah.
relax. The way we come to the world is completely different. The way we approach the world.
Exactly. And that's what really spirituality is about. When you think of it at the bottom line, what spirituality is and infusing it into business is understanding who I am, what my values and my worth is, and how I connect to the bigger picture of the world, what I'm doing, my family, and all of that. And if you don't know who you are, and none of us really do, to be honest with you, it's a process. And the thing is that even though we're identifying your core, right, it doesn't mean you can't evolve it. But again, if you know that you're a leader, then you can start to add leadership attributes on top of it that you would like. So you can evolve your pillars.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
those are
that's who you are.
exactly, and those are but you know the foundation.
Exactly.
And many times, like you've known it about yourself, you thought it might be a little bit of ego. I shouldn't think that I'm a leader. I shouldn't see that I'm an innovator. But we cannot run away from who we are. I mean, in a way, in a positive manner, to look at the positive sides that what we can bring to the world, and no one can take it away from you.
Exactly.
And the idea is like, again, how we bring this. We speak a lot about spirituality, but how we bring this into practical manner in your day-to-day life, in your relationships, in your workplace, everywhere. So this is very important.
Yeah, I totally agree. The last thing I want to say about it is, all of these different tests and things that you take, they often have lots of questions. And my technique is pretty simple in a way. I do ask a lot of questions, but it's all based off of 2 exercises that I ask people to do literally like 15 to 20 minutes before the session starts. So it's also kind of fun, and it's a dialogue between what? Oh,
I said, don't share, let people contact you and know what
no, I
you
wouldn't share what the questions are. I'm just saying,
say.
instead of having to take a test that lasts 30 or 40 minutes or having to ask, it's a very simple process. And that's what,
So Wendy really created a wonderful system, which is fairly new to a lot of people, but this is knowing Wendy for so many years. This is what Wendy has been doing, and now she named it the 3 pillars.
the 3
So
pillars.
let's invite people to contact you and know more about this and actually have a session with you, right?
So because we want to start to really share this, all of our sessions with more people, because as I said, our goal and our objectives and our mission is to have more spirituality in business, so that literally everybody in the world is more successful, both in their career and prosperous in what they're doing. The more prosperity in the world, the better the world will be. The happier people are going to work. We spend more of our life at work than we do at play. So we really want to make it something that is meaningful. Okay, so in our post, you'll see that you can visit us at www.pathfinder1to1.com. That's Pathfinder, the number 1, TO, the number 1.com. If you go to the services section and find the 3 pillars and click on that, if you choose to book a 3-pillar session, for right now, we're offering a 20% discount. If you use the discount code or the promotional code of Pillar 2021. It's PILLAR 2021 to receive a 20% discount. And next time we're going to join you with what Rachel does, which is equally amazing. I get to talk about how modest she's going to be and what impact her session had on me in our next session. And if you have any questions, please, feel free to reach out to us in our social media pages and accounts. That's on Instagram and Facebook at Pathfinder
Yes.
121.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Wendy. It's so powerful, and I hope that many people will get to know about the system and contact you for that. Listen, it will give you so much clarity, and we all need that.
Thank you, Rachel.
So thank you for sharing with us. And guys, you listen and watching, share with your friends, share with your groups. See you later.
All right. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.